So this is a topic I've been wanting to go over for a while now. There's been tons of it before the election, and I've seen tons of it after the election. Time and time again, here's a nice little Trump supporter, glad he voted, participated in the election like all those advertisements told him to do, from all those celebrities dropping subtle hints to vote for Hillary. Then he comes out and he's subjected to this. Super tolerant progressives tolerating his opinion, having an open mind, the usual, saying how he voted for a racist, sexist, whatever ist word is trending, then they try to make him feel guilty. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, you're making a straw man situation here, and you're right. I mean, it's a video and it's meant to entertain, but I'll balance it. I know this tactic is used by both sides, easily by both sides, easily one of the oldest tricks out there. People will say, oh, you voted for Hillary, you don't care about corruption, and that's true. I suppose it's a valid argument, but it still lands in that area of vote shaming, which I kind of don't like that. I'd rather have a nice, civilized argument instead of trying to play on someone's emotions, trying to shame them into voting for someone that I prefer. Back to our friend here though, I thought I would make a little diagram of how the argument usually goes, if you can even call it an argument. So this vote shaming has two sides, I guess. I'll start with the more blatant and extreme, however less annoying for me at least, the actual Trump supporter, the person that went out and voted for Trump. Now, from here it can take a few turns, but it all pretty much ends the same way. We'll be exploring two of the possible outcomes. First one is you're white. So if you vote for Trump and you're white, then you're simply a racist. It seems like the only legitimate reason you could vote for the guy. Might as well grab your armband and see Kyle by the Rhine because that's all you are and all you'll ever be, a racist, so might as well just go do that. It couldn't possibly be a down-to-earth, average blue-collar worker, could it? I mean, even a white collar, it doesn't matter who you are. Maybe you like his messages and ideas. All I'm saying is Trump wasn't a racist until he ran a campaign against the left. 30 some odd years of being in the public spotlight, and now, just now, he's considered a terrible racist. Anyways, back to the shaming chart. What happens if you're not white? I mean, there's tons of support for Trump that isn't white. I don't even like playing identity politics, but it's something that's constantly dragged out by the diverse and tolerant crowd. But say you're not white and you support Trump, what does that make you? Brainwashed. Yeah, you're simply brainwashed. If you aren't white and you support Trump, then obviously you don't know what's good for you. Just let them tell you what's best for you, since at this point you've proven you can't make decisions correctly. They won't hate you like the evil white supremacists. No, they'll try to make you out to be unfortunately stupid or brainwashed by the evil Trump. So again, let them do the thinking for you. Just show up with your vote and it's a done deal. Now I could do more, say you're a woman or God forbid a woman and non-white, but it basically boils down to the same thing. Oh, how could you vote for someone like that? It goes against your interests. Like, they know what you think or what you want based off your ethnicity or gender. Anyways, back on track. What happens if you didn't vote? And this one really makes me mad, by the way. Say you didn't like either candidate, which I can fully understand. I absolutely despise Hillary because of her corruption and everything. I'm not someone that gets bothered much by what Trump says. I just focus on his policies and stuff, but I can easily see why people would think that what he says would reflect badly on America as a whole, how he behaves. I totally get it. Some people just do not like either one. So you really don't care, you just didn't vote, which is fine. You're someone that just has more things to do right now, you don't really care, because in the end, it won't really affect you that much. Which these people are mostly correct. Hardly does a president actually impact a citizen's life in any meaningful way. And that's just kind of the unfortunate truth. I wasn't the biggest fan of Obama, but there were people out there saying that the world was gonna end if he was elected, and I've been doing the same thing I've been doing when he was elected and when he was not elected. Usually it doesn't have a huge impact on your life personally. But in that case, you're too privileged. If you don't care about who wins, then you're too privileged. You're in a position where Trump won't affect you, apparently. You're on some holy pedestal where you have this privilege of not really caring who wins. Now, see, this is how they do it. This is how they try to guilt trip you or shame you for simply not voting for Hillary, because Trump is apparently that bad. They imply you're so privileged that Trump's policies won't affect you in a bad way, so you should come down off your pedestal and vote on behalf of all the less privileged. Oh, you're trying to vote for Sanders, the guy that got cheated against during the debates, the guy that the primary was rigged against, and look who's privileged that they can survive a Republican administration. Look at that. survive. And you know, I rarely see examples of how Trump is going to ruin these people's lives. It's almost always just, we can't survive Donald Trump and vote for the less privileged who need Hillary. They just frame it in a way that's like, look everyone, we know both sucks, but if you vote for Hillary, poor marginalized people will be okay. If you vote for Trump, then they'll all die. I'm just so tired of seeing this argument, and it's not even an argument, it's more of just straight up shaming people. But I'm tired of it because I sympathize with the people that didn't vote and the people that don't really care. Yeah, it's easy to see how both candidates suck. You're fine for thinking that. But according to these people, these love and tolerance and diversity of opinions people, any vote that isn't for Hillary is a vote for Trump Nazis to come in and kill people on the streets, so you better vote for Hillary. You honestly see this everywhere. Sometimes it's not as obvious as you would think, like here, you have to vote. It says right here, you have to vote. What? No, never examples, just generic stuff about how you're privileged and you have to go vote, yet they subtly push you towards Clinton. I would love to look at some of those arguments, dissect and debunk them, but I'm sorry, they just really don't tell you all these terrible ways people will suffer without Clinton. And on the topic of privilege, it's just become a joke now, honestly. People will say you're privileged over the smallest of things, to the point where everyone's privileged, so pretty much no one will be. It's lost almost all its pull and weight. At some point, it was true. There are people that are very rich and don't have to worry about the problems of middle class and I guess what you call normal people. But now people apply that to everyone. They apply that to people based on their ethnicity, people based on their gender. It means nothing now. Just call someone privileged, no one will care enough to change their mind. Anyways, going a bit back on topic here, I don't see why these people never look at the way America would suffer under Clinton as a whole. It's always this group of people or these people, it's always specific ones. It's not America as a whole. And they don't even try to make these arguments, they just go straight after Trump. So I'm saying, if you vote for Clinton, you're saying it's okay to cheat in debates, that it's okay to collude with the media, to falsely lead people to conclusions, that it's okay to rig primaries. The list could go on, but I think quality over quantity. This is important because it's basically saying, yeah, it's okay to cheat and stuff because we'll still vote for you. Well, a lot of people didn't vote for her because they think it's a terrible thing to do, and they're right. To progressives, though, this doesn't hurt anyone. Just keep thinking about how all these poor people will suffer because of your vote. And they won't tell you actually how they suffer, they'll just say they suffer. Anyways, the last one I'm going to talk about here today are the lazy people, the people that just didn't feel like getting up and going out to vote. Well, we have a special term for those people, and they're called progressive millennials.